The film begins on a farm in the Yamanasi area, and it's about a young girl named Ayane Sukehira. She's a bit on the chubby side and works on the farm milking cows that belong to her family. One morning, she's milking her favorite cow named Moko because she wants to use the milk to make chocolate for a boy she has a crush on at school. Ayane also spends time with her friends who are also on the heavier side, just like her. Her three friends are Chihiro Sina, Akihosui, and Haruna Komori, and together they're known as the Fat Four at school. They're really supportive of Ayane because she plans to give a box of Moko milk chocolate to the boy she likes as a special gift. This is her last chance to do it because the boy is about to graduate from school. About a month ago, Ayane fell in love for the first time. It all happened when she was on her way home, and a pickup truck carrying a Buddha head statue had an accident. The statue fell out of the truck and rolled towards her. Luckily, a boy named Hayato Mabuchi, who was a senior at the same school, happened to be passing by and saved her. This is the boy she's now trying to give the chocolate to as a token of her affection. After that, Ayane developed feelings for Hayato, but when she confessed her love, he turned her down using the term dosukoi, which is a term associated with sumo wrestling in Japan. After knowing that, Ayane's friends tried to comfort her by giving her snacks, chocolates, and watching a Japanese artist named Takumi Minato. Later, Sina approached Ayane, who was upset in the bathroom, and suggested they go to a beauty salon in Tokyo. When they arrived, they met the salon owner named Kurata. Initially, Ayane was hesitant because she lacked confidence in her body shape and had come to the salon at her friend's encouragement. However, Kurata reassured her that everything would be fine during the treatment. During the therapy process, Ayane experienced a newfound sense of pleasure she had never felt before. There, Kurata expressed her desire to help Ayane become more beautiful and healthier. She also wished to provide good care, emphasizing that when someone has something they love, their whole life can become better. Several years after graduating from school, Ayane decided to travel to Italy, which is known for having some of the best chocolate in the world. There she got a job working in a chocolate shop and enjoyed tasting all the delicious chocolates. Ayane was really happy because in Italy, no one judged her like they used to back when they called her dosukoi. She also had a male friend named Fred, who worked as a makeup artist and shared a room with her. Ayane felt confident and enjoyed her life in Italy, often going on trips with Fred to explore different parts of the country. Unfortunately, Ayane was involved in an accident that left her in a coma for weeks. When she finally woke up, she had lost a lot of weight and had to undergo surgery to remove half of her stomach because of the injuries. This meant she couldn't eat as much as she used to and wouldn't be able to gain weight like before due to the gastric surgery. Even though the doctor said she looked beautiful with her new appearance, Ayane decided to return to Japan because her parents were really worried about her after hearing about the accident. Her friends were eagerly waiting for her to come back from Italy. However, when they saw Ayane, they were shocked by the dramatic change in her body. At that moment, Sina still couldn't believe how quickly Ayane's body had changed. She was actually quite jealous of Ayane's new body shape. Ayane herself was confused about what to do after coming back from Italy. Her parents wanted her to go home, but she wasn't sure because her family's farm was being run by her older brother and his wife. Feeling sorry for her best friend, Sina took Ayane to the Happy Dai Kanyama therapist salon, where she worked and where they met her boss, Kurata. At that time, Kurata was a bit surprised when she saw Ayane because the last time they met, Ayane looked much heavier. There, Sina asked Kurata if they could hire Ayane and mentioned that she was the best milkmaid in Japan. She thought Ayane's skills might be useful there, even though she was a bit clumsy with people. Then, Kurata explained that their therapist salon had many important clients who wanted to keep their visits a secret, so she thought it might be a good place for Ayane to work. This made Kurata agree to hire Ayane at Seneng de Kanyama. Ayane started working there as a therapist, even though she had no previous experience in that field. Surprisingly, her experience in milking earned her the nickname Hand of God from her clients because they felt so relaxed when Ayane worked on their bodies. One day, Kurata asked Ayane to take care of an important client because his hand was injured. To her surprise, the client turned out to be her idol, Takumi Minato. Ayane was nervous because it was the first time she had ever massaged a man, especially someone she admired so much. Takumi really liked her gentle touch and asked her for another massage. When Ayane got back to her boarding house, she was shocked to find Fred there. Turns out he wanted to stay for a while because he wanted to attend Takumi's concert in Japan. He was one of Takumi's biggest fans among the thousands who adored him. After getting a massage from Ayane, Takumi invited her to have dinner with him on her day off. At that moment, Ayane was hesitant and turned him down because she felt strange that he would ask someone like her. But Takumi insisted and arranged to meet her at a stairwell near the therapist's salon at 5 p.m. Ayane didn't expect Takumi to ask her out for dinner. She thought it might be a prank. However, if the date did happen, it would be her first date with a man. She was confused because she didn't have nice clothes for such an occasion. She even thought about canceling, but Fred, who understood her anxiety, reassured her not to worry as long as she was there. Turns out, Fred's skills made Ayane look even more beautiful, and her current appearance could easily captivate any man. Soon after, they met on a public staircase near the salon, and Takumi invited Ayane to the restaurant where they would have dinner. There, she tried to maintain some distance because she was worried that people might think differently about them, considering Takumi's superstar status. However, she was delighted to see how lovely their dinner room looked. Suddenly, Ayane heard a notification from her Line Poco Poco game on her cell phone, but it turned out to be from Takumi's phone. It surprised Takumi to see Ayane's game level at 900. Ayane showed him the game, and Takumi was impressed. He decided to add her as a friend in the game and explained that when he sends a clover, it means he wants to meet Ayane. After they left the restaurant, Ayane still wondered why Takumi had invited her to dinner, especially since she didn't consider herself anything special. Takumi told her not to say things like that because he was genuinely happy to have met her and enjoyed their dinner together. Meanwhile, at Happy Daikanyama, there was a special man named Mr. Yokohama, and he invited Kurata to his 60th birthday party. However, she couldn't make it because of a work commitment in Osaka. However, Mr. Yokohama didn't mind and asked if Ayane could come instead. At first, Ayane hesitated, but Kurata reminded her that Mr. Yokohama had been a loyal customer for years, and even a part of their Osaka branch. So she agreed to go. A few days later, Ayane attended Mr. Yokohama's birthday party and was surprised to see her first love, Hayato, who had become a new actor. She also noticed another actress named Ei Fujisiro, who seemed to know Ayane through Takumi. Then, Fujisiro asked Ayane about her connection with Hayato, and Ayane revealed that he had been her senior in high school. Fujisiro guessed that Hayato might have been Ayane's first love from her expression. Soon after, she approached Hayato and mentioned that she used to be a fan of Ayane, and now Takumi was close to her. Takumi often praised Ayane's exceptional skills, calling her a god with her hands. Fujisiro then asked Hayato for some help with something. Shortly after, Hayato came over to Ayane and asked if they could talk. He mentioned that he and Takumi were both part of the same talent agency. Takumi was older than Ayane and still had a lot to learn compared to her. Hayato wondered if Ayane used to be a fan of his because he couldn't believe he had noticed such a beautiful woman before. Ayane explained that they had attended the same school, even though they were in different grades. Out of the blue, Hayato kissed Ayane, which really surprised her because it was her first kiss. Later, as she was walking home, she spotted Takumi and Fujisiro, who seemed to get along well. Suddenly, Miss Uso approached them and commented on what a great couple they made. Takumi often flirted with attracted girls, so Ayane hoped she wouldn't take his actions too seriously. As Ayane was about to leave, Mr. Yokohama, who happened to be there, offered to give her a ride home. While they were in the elevator, she tried to give Mr. Yokohama a birthday present, but to her shock, he had inappropriate intentions. Fortunately, his wife, Motoko, noticed her husband's behavior as he often teased young girls. The next day at work, Ayane seemed really sad when she found out that Takumi actually had a girlfriend. Suddenly, Hayato appeared and said that Takumi wouldn't be coming, and he would take his place as a therapist. Out of the blue, Hayato confessed that he liked Ayane and wanted to ask her out on a date. However, just as he said that, Takumi, who had arrived unexpectedly, caught him and asked why he was there. There, Hayato explained that he had heard from Misa, so that Ayane had a busy schedule, so he decided to step in for her. Takumi then told Ayane that he and Fujisiro had broken up and wanted to meet with her that night to talk about it. Shortly after, they finally met at the same restaurant where they had their first date. Takumi apologized to Ayane for not telling her about Fujisiro, and Ayane pointed out that Takumi didn't really know her either. She wasn't the person he thought she was. Soon after, Fujisiro showed up and called Ayane by a nickname, Dosukoi Sukehira, and even shared an old photo of Ayane with Takumi. Takumi couldn't believe how different she looked back then. There Ian confirmed what Fujisiro had shown Takumi. Many things had changed in her life since she had lost weight. At that time, her room was a mess, and she spent most of her free time playing games. Ian felt like her life was a waste. Feeling hurt, she said goodbye and left them there. Takumi tried to go after her, but it turned out that several paparazzi had seen them. Because of that, the details of their meeting became the subject of scandalous gossip news. The following day, Fujisiro held a press conference and explained that the woman she had dinner with was their friend, and she was also there with them. That woman turned out to be Hayato's girlfriend. Shortly after, Hayato approached Ian and revealed that the whole situation was Mr. Yokohama's idea. Hayato suggested that he should pretend to be Ian's boyfriend temporarily to avoid the chaos, as Takumi's reputation could be tarnished if he was caught cheating. Cause they would have to cancel their commercials, TV series, and even the film they were working on, not to mention a big event. However, Hayato didn't want it to be just for show. There he asked Ian if she would be his real girlfriend. He even proposed taking her to Yamanashi to escape the media for a while and forget about Takumi. On the way home, they stop at a hotel. However, Hayato unexpectedly entered Ian's room and do something. There Ian protested and asked him why he was doing this to her, and if he remembered anything about her. Hayato explained that Fujisiro had informed him about their past and told him that Ian was his first love. He also admitted that he didn't recall that Ian used to be overweight, and the nickname Dosakoi seemed cruel to him. Then Ian shared that since the moment Hayato had saved her, he became someone she looked up to. She had even worked hard to make chocolate for him on Valentine's Day to express her feelings, and Dosakoi was the nickname he had given her when they first met. However, Hayato had completely forgotten about it because he received many Valentine's gifts and didn't remember everyone's faces, especially those he considered unattractive. The most important thing for them now was to avoid being seen together by Takumi so that he wouldn't reconcile with Fujisiro. In that moment, Ian was really surprised when she found out that Hayato's true goal was to win her heart over Takumi. Feeling upset, she slapped Hayato because she thought he was being disrespectful, and then she left him. When Ian returned home, a similar incident from her past, where she almost fell over a Buddha statue, happened again. This time, Takumi came to her rescue. He was happy to see her and reassured Ian that he didn't care about her past. Suddenly, journalists who had been following Takumi tried to chase them, but luckily, Ian's friends arrived just in time to help them. They all went to Ian's family's farm, the Sukehira farm. While watching TV, they saw Fujisiro holding a press conference, where she apologized to everyone who had worked with Takumi and his fans. She also talked about their first meeting as fellow actors in a film. Takuma had always been a source of encouragement for Fujisiro, and his words had helped her overcome the challenges of being an actress. Now, she wanted to be there for him in his time of need. Upon hearing this, Takumi decided to leave the place. A few days later, Ian met Takumi at the restaurant where they used to go on dates. With determination in her heart, Ian expressed her admiration for Fujisiro because she had courageously declared her support for Takumi to the world. There Ian admitted that she didn't feel as brave as Fujisiro, but she wasn't giving up. She decided to take some time for herself and focus on becoming a better person. Ian felt that when she had the courage to declare her love for Takumi to the world, she would come to meet him. In response, Takumi assured her that he would always wait for her and asked her not to make him wait too long. The film ends. The moral lesson from this film is sometimes getting smacked by a Buddha statue is just destiny's way of bringing your true love into your life. Embrace the bruises, dude.